Dana White privilege.
Dakota Ditcheva has been talked about in the same breath as Ronda Rousey.
She has the potential to be a superstar. She understands the media game, right? She knows exactly when to switch off that savage and become the sweetheart again. She's got the look, she's got the charisma. And when you have that, plus the ability to knock women out,
is that, you know, she can grapple, she can stay safe if she hits the floor with, you know, a world-class jiu-jitsu player, and you know, her takedown offense coupled with those Muay Thai knees could put anybody away. And she's also got the frame that's perfect for this weight class. You know, I could make an argument right now that she'd beat anybody in this weight class on the planet.
UFC legend Dan Hardy and UFC President Dana White have dropped a bombshell on former bantamweight queen Ronda Rousey, and it all centers around one name, the undefeated British sensation Dakota Ditcheva.
But there is none as spectacular, viral, and delusional than that of Ronda Rousey.
Is the rowdy era truly over? Has a new queen emerged to claim the throne? Stay tuned as we break down why Hardy believes Ditcheva has not just matched, but surpassed Rousey's legendary skill set, and what this means for the future of women's MMA. Let's start with the bombshell statement that has the MMA world buzzing. UFC veteran Dan Hardy didn't mince words when comparing 26-year-old Dakota Ditcheva to the pioneering Ronda Rousey.
More body shots. This was bombshell. First round finish for Dakota Ditcheva. And it was the body work that really did it.
Dakota Ditcheva has some of the best body striking in all of mixed martial arts. We've seen that in her 2 fights of this regular season, and obviously going into this fight against Jenna Bishop, who is most likely going to want to get this fight to the floor, those body strikes are going to be really, really useful for deterring her opponent and breaking her down.
Hardy delivered what can only be described as a direct warning to Rousey's legacy, stating, "I could make the argument right now that she could beat anybody in this weight class on the planet."
I could make an argument right now that she'd beat anybody in this weight class on the planet.
But here's where it gets interesting. Hardy wasn't just praising Ditcheva, he was systematically dismantling what made Rousey special, pointing out a crucial flaw in the former champion's game.
What an impressive performance from Dakota. Some of the best Muay Thai striking in mixed martial arts I have ever seen. Honestly, I can only liken it to Anderson Silva, which is a massive credential to have on her belt. Like her Thai clincher ability to pull and turn a knee. Spectacular. Absolute. I mean, sky's the limit for her. I cannot wait to see what's next.
According to Hardy, while Rousey was a pioneer who dominated through her Olympic-level judo and signature armbar, she was particularly overwhelming in one range. Ditcheva, she's the complete package. Dakota has shown that she's a fully well-rounded MMA fighter, Hardy emphasized. She can grapple and stay safe if she hits the floor with a world-class jiu-jitsu player, and her takedown defense, coupled with those Muay Thai knees, could put anybody away.
Whereas Dakota, over the last 2 years, has also showed that she's a fully well-rounded MMA fighter. And I think that's another thing that gives people a lot of confidence that she could compete with anybody in the world, is that, you know, she can grapple, she can stay safe if she hits the floor with, you know, a world-class jiu-jitsu player. And you know, her takedown offense coupled with those Muay Thai knees could put anybody away.
That's not just praise. That's a declaration that the student has surpassed the master. But talk is cheap in the fight game. Let's examine the evidence that backs up Hardy's bold claims.
Get right. Get right. There we go. Nice. Let's go.
Dakota Ditcheva enters 2025 with a perfect 14-0 professional record, having just captured the PFL Women's Flyweight World title and the $1 million prize. But it's not just the numbers, it's how she's winning. In her championship bout, Ditcheva demolished former UFC title challenger Taila Santos, the same Santos who gave all-time great Valentina Shevchenko one of her toughest fights. Ditcheva, she ran completely through her in just 2 rounds. Compare this to Rousey's final chapter, a devastating 48-second knockout loss to Amanda Nunes at UFC 207, where she looked completely outclassed on the feet. Rousey later admitted, "I remember my last fight, walking away thinking God hates me. I had nothing left in me." Meanwhile, Ditcheva is making statements like, "I look at the UFC and I think I definitely enter the top 15, maybe even the top 10 straight away. I genuinely am at that stage. For me, I look over there and think, yeah, I could beat a lot of them."
I couldn't because, well, first I felt like I had to come back for another fight because I felt like I owed it to the fans, right? And everyone that had believed in me. Maybe I needed to give them an example of overcoming adversity. But it was to the point where the next fight, the first time I got touched, I was out on my feet, you know? And it was so hard because I'd never been faster, never been stronger, never had a better grasp of the game. I'd never been so much better than everybody else. But your brain doesn't callous. It doesn't heal back stronger after a break. It's just an inevitable decline. And I just couldn't keep fighting at a level anymore. I'd taken punishment and taking punishment until I couldn't take it anymore. And I was like vilified as like, oh, she was all hype and she was just lucky, and people making all these judgments about me. I feel like I'm really vilified by MMA media at this point, and I'm not really, you know, welcome back, which is why I haven't gone to a UFC fight since, because I'm pretty sure if I walked into the arena, I'd be booed.
Why does that bother you?
Why? I guess I wish it didn't. But, you know, I gave them everything I had and it wasn't enough.
The confidence gap is striking. Where Rousey's career ended in emotional devastation, Ditcheva is just getting started, and she's already surpassed what many consider Rousey's biggest weakness, being a complete, well-rounded fighter. Now, while Dana White hasn't issued a direct public warning to Rousey, his actions speak louder than words. The UFC president has been notably silent about Rousey's rumored comeback plans, while the MMA world buzzes with excitement about potentially signing Ditcheva.
How old were you when you first did any kind of martial arts?
I was 4.
In your first fight of any kind, how old were you?
4.
4 as well? Come on.
4, yeah.
That's I have a 6-year-old daughter. I would never what is going on over there? It's called child services. What, 4 years old?
It was in Thai boxing, yeah. So it wasn't head contact. It was like interclubs, but it was like decision fights. We've got some videos of me, and I was just as aggressive back then as I am now. Even as a kid, you could really see it in me.
Here's the business reality. Rousey's comeback rumors have been circulating for months, with former UFC title challenger Chael Sonnen claiming she's preparing to return against the winner of a potential Amanda Nunes versus Kayla Harrison bout. But there's been radio silence from the UFC brass.
Ronda Rousey gonna come back and going to fight the winner of Amanda Kayla as long as the winner.
Meanwhile, Ditcheva has become the face of PFL, drawing comparisons to Rousey's mainstream appeal, but with one crucial difference. She's actually winning fights and improving, not retreating from the sport after devastating losses. The message to Rousey is clear. The women's MMA landscape has evolved beyond her era. Where she was a pioneer who broke barriers, fighters like Ditcheva represent the evolution, complete martial artists who don't rely on a single dominant skill set.
Very difficult to put away.
Oh!
The power! Strikes! And that'll do it! Dakota Ditcheva with the 3rd round finish!
What a finish. Beautiful work. Hard shot to the body. She's still hurt. Still can't breathe.
As PFL commentator Sean O'Connell noted, she has the potential to be a superstar. She's got the look, she's got the charisma, and when you have that plus the ability to knock women out like she does, the sky is the limit.
Talia Santos in the final.
Yeah.
That's a great fight for her, in my view. Do you think she's got the potential to be a massive star in MMA?
She has the potential to be a superstar, but not for the same reasons as Ronda Rousey. Ronda was the pioneer. Ronda was the one that broke the barrier and got women into the UFC. And unfortunately, that's a milestone that can never be reached again, even for someone with the star caliber of Dakota Ditcheva. You can make the argument that it's going to be harder for Dakota to reach those heights of celebrity, but she absolutely is capable of it. First of all, because of how incredible she is as a fighter, but also she understands the media game, right? She knows exactly when to switch off that savage and become the sweetheart again. She's got the look, she's got the charisma. And when you have that, plus the ability to knock women out like she does, the sky's the limit.
So how has Ronda Rousey responded to this mounting pressure and the emergence of her potential successor? Interestingly, the former champion has been sharing her own transformation journey, posting training footage and discussing her return to MMA training after welcoming her second child. She credits her recovery team for helping her reclaim my bodily identity and has spoken about rediscovering joy in training again.
At a level that nobody else could have ever done it. And while she was doing what she was doing, building the sport and the UFC and women, all these other women were training to beat her. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She had taken so much on her shoulders at the time. It was literally impossible for her to keep growing as a fighter during that period.
But here's what's telling. Despite the training posts and comeback speculation, Rousey has maintained that she won't return to high-level competition. It's almost as if she recognizes the writing on the wall. The sport has passed her by. The women competing today aren't the same level of competition she faced during her dominant run from 2013 to 2015. They're faster, more technical, and more well-rounded. Everything that exposed Rousey's limitations in her final fights.
There's a reason Dakota Ditcheva is called dangerous.
Beautiful, beautiful.
The 2023 PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Champion is entering the PFL regular season 10-0. Ditcheva has a 90% finish rate with 8 knockouts and 1 submission. The 25-year-old has championship star power in her blood, and she could be the face of the PFL regular season. Don't miss the debut of the Flyweights April 4th live from San Antonio.
While Rousey trains for personal fulfillment, Ditcheva is actively campaigning for bigger fights and making bold predictions about dominating UFC competition. The emergence of Dakota Ditcheva and the simultaneous fading of Ronda Rousey's comeback hopes represents a pivotal moment in women's MMA. Rousey was the pioneer who broke down barriers and brought mainstream attention to women's fighting. But pioneers don't always remain at the top. They pave the way for those who perfect the craft. Ditcheva represents that evolution. She has Rousey's star power and charisma, but with the technical skills and well-rounded game that define modern MMA. She's not just following in Rousey's footsteps, she's creating her own path. Hardy's assessment wasn't just an analysis, it was a changing of the guard. The message is clear, the throne is available, and there's a new queen ready to claim it. And unlike Rousey's reign, which ended in devastating fashion, Ditcheva's story is just beginning. The writing is on the wall, fight fans. While Ronda Rousey contemplates a comeback that may never materialize, Dakota Ditcheva is actively building a legacy that could eclipse the former champion's achievements. Dan Hardy's warning wasn't just about fighting ability, it was about the evolution of the sport itself. The question isn't whether Ditcheva can fill Rousey's shoes, it's whether she'll create an entirely new standard for what a women's MMA superstar can be. That's all for tonight's MMA Central. Keep training, keep watching, and we'll see you next time for more breaking news from the world of mixed martial arts.
The striking on display is really, really remarkable.
Dakota Ditcheva is a prodigious striking sensation fighting for the legacy of her family.
While Dakota Ditcheva sends a clear warning message to the combat sports elite, the 26-year-old British sensation isn't just chasing victories, she's chasing immortality. Dakota Ditcheva embraces Khabib's legacy in pursuit of MMA greatness. And tonight we'll break down why this undefeated fighter believes she can achieve what many consider impossible in modern MMA. From Manchester to global stardom, from a $1 million 0-cents tournament win to dreams of an undefeated legacy, this is the Dakota Ditcheva story.
I don't want to ask you when Dakota Ditcheva is going to be in the UFC, but I get the feeling this woman is going to make a lot of money. All hail Dakota Ditcheva, increasingly a face of women's MMA.
She is very, very good and very, very dangerous and really is the full package, right? A good looking girl who is good with the mic and she does her business inside the cage. And she's extremely violent. I mean, she is a finisher through and through. By the time she gets into the UFC, she's going to be a big problem for anyone out there.
Dakota Ditcheva isn't just another rising star, she's a fighter with a vision that defies conventional wisdom. At 26 years old, she's already the youngest champion in PFL history, but that's just the beginning of her ambitious plan.
And the body work, and that'll do it!
Dangerous Dakota Ditcheva.
This is my year to win the championships because
she's definitely a special talent.
That's what I've set myself to do, and I will achieve it. That's kind of just what happens when I fight. It's just natural.
Currently sitting at 14-0 with an incredible 13 finishes, 12 by knockout and 1 submission, Ditcheva is channeling the mindset of legends like Khabib Nurmagomedov and Floyd Mayweather, both retired undefeated, and that's exactly what she plans to do. People always say there'll always be someone there who can beat you, but who says? Why do people say that? Why accept you're going to get beat at one point? It's not the mentality you should have.
I know that they are going to keep me busy. They have to. So you will see me fight again this year for sure. I think we're just, obviously the company itself is going through a lot of changes. Like I said last time, the tournament's very different fighters, different contracts. Like obviously PFL Africa, PFL MENA, they've got so many things going on. So I think they're just figuring out what's going on as much as I'm trying to figure out what's going on with me as well. So I'm just trusting the process, concentrating on this fight. I'm happy to be back out there, and we'll see what's next.
This isn't just confidence talking, it's a calculated strategy. Khabib went 29-0, dominating legends like Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier before retiring at the peak of his powers. Mayweather achieved 50-0 across boxing, becoming a near billionaire in the process. Ditcheva sees no reason why she can't follow that blueprint. She's already thinking beyond 15-0, visualizing records of 30-0, even 60-0. In an era where most fighters expect to taste defeat eventually, Ditcheva's absolute refusal to accept that reality sets her apart.
Rapid fire. So you're high on Dakota Ditcheva. Do you think she can compete against Tracy Cortez?
Yes, that'd probably be the most watched women's fight in MMA history because they're both hot. But yeah, she would beat Tracy.
Jessica Andrade.
A more difficult fight, but yes, Dakota would win.
Thug Rose.
Yes, Thug Rose is old.
Natalia Silva.
I'm very high on Natalia. I'm going to say no. It'd be close, but no.
Macy Barber.
Yes, Macy sucks. She's annoying.
Aaron Blanchfield.
No, Blanchfield's just a beast on the ground.
Manon Fiorot.
No, she's a computer. She'll figure out how to beat Dakota.
Alexa Grasso.
Yes, Dakota has better striking.
Valentina Shevchenko.
Closer fight than what people would think, but yes. Valentina's getting older. Dakota's just now getting started. She's better. I don't know if I want to say she's a better striker. I think either way, she would get it done. I'll leave it at that.
Zhang Weili.
Yeah. I'm going to say, yeah, Dakota's bigger.
But before any talk of legendary status, Ditcheva faces her most immediate challenge. On July 19th, she returns to action for the first time in 7 months, taking on Sumiko Inaba in Cape Town, South Africa. This bout serves as the co-main event of PFL's debut at the Grand West Arena, with Johnny Eblen versus Costello Van Steenis headlining the card. Also featured is high flyer AJ McKee facing Ahmed Magomedov.
I'm just super excited just to get in the cage. I just wanted to fight.
She just loves to fight 3 or 4 times a year. Thank you and best of luck. There is only one. Dakota Ditcheva fighting July 19th in Cape Town, South Africa.
For Ditcheva, this represents more than just another fight. It's her first step back into the octagon since her spectacular $1 million 0 cents tournament victory. The 7-month layoff could be a concern for some fighters, but Ditcheva has used the time wisely. It's going to be a really good matchup. Nobody can say Tevana has not proven herself. I've seen her around. I have taken it seriously.
Big fight coming up July 19th against Sumiko Inaba.
Dangerous is back in the cage and she's going to bring the violence. So don't blink. It's good to be back. She's a little bit more of a striker than she is a grappler. I feel like she does both, but she will stand and strike. So could be a good striking match. We'll see. She's definitely going to bring it. You have to take girls like that serious because they've got nothing to lose as well, you know. But super nice girl too, but we're fighting each other now, so I guess that doesn't matter. Her record's 8-1, so, you know, you've got to take girls like that serious. She's not, you know, somebody that hasn't proven herself for sure. So it's nice to be back in camp again, full of bruises, just taking it fight by fight. And like me and PFL are in talks at the moment still. We're still figuring a few things out. So, you know, I haven't really got much direction just yet, but I know that they are going to keep me busy. They have to. So, you will see me fight again this year for sure. Obviously, the company itself is going through a lot of changes. Like I said last time, the tournament's very different fighters, different contracts, like PFL Africa, PFL MENA. They've got so many things going on. So I think they're just figuring out what's going on as much as I'm trying to figure out what's going on with me as well.
Inaba represents a legitimate test, a proven competitor who can't be overlooked. For Ditcheva, this fight will advance her record to 15-0 if successful, keeping her undefeated dream alive while setting up bigger opportunities later in the year. Success breeds ambition, and Ditcheva's ambitions extend far beyond the octagon. She's envisioning something unprecedented in MMA history, headlining at Manchester City's Etihad Stadium.
Dakota's skills. She is one of the most spiteful strikers that we've ever seen in the PFL.
The 53,000 capacity venue has hosted boxing before, with Ricky Hatton defeating Juan Lazcano there in 2008, but no MMA fighter has ever headlined the iconic stadium. Ditcheva wants to be the first. Fighting at the Etihad is my dream. We'll have the full Manchester City team in attendance. I might even have Pep Guardiola in the corner and have him walk me out. This isn't just hometown pride talking, it's strategic thinking. Ditcheva recognizes that Guardiola's tactical mindset and championship mentality could translate to MMA. The three-time Champions League winner's approach to strategy and mental preparation aligns with what it takes to remain undefeated at the highest level.
But last time out, we saw the grappling skills as well. Will we see more of that tomorrow night?
Yeah, if that's where she wants to go, I'll take it to the floor. I mean, I can fight anywhere, so I'm happy to do whatever.
You've done your camp for this fight at American Top Team, obviously probably the best gym in the world, a room full of killers there. What does that add to your game?
Yeah, I've done a full camp at Top Team this time. So, I mean, I've just had the experience of training with a lot of girls, you know, and a lot of heavier girls, highly experienced and, you know, top level. So, and, you know, I'm holding my own. So there's not really much people can offer me now these days. You know, I'll be in there for a tough fight, but she didn't sound too convinced herself, did she?
You got a huge fight tomorrow night, but as we all know, you're a huge City fan. They're playing tomorrow night, just before your fight. Are you watching, or are you going to be focused on the fight fully?
No, I'm definitely going to watch City if I get time, 100%, you know. They're just as important as my fight. But, I mean, I always say this, I don't get paid like they...
For a Manchester native, headlining at the Etihad would represent the ultimate homecoming and a statement that MMA has reached mainstream acceptance in the UK. What makes Ditcheva's undefeated record so impressive isn't just the wins, it's how she's winning them. Her signature has become the brutal body shot finish, a technique that's left opponents crumpled and fans in awe.
We can come up with, but I just beat the best girl that's out there out of any other division, so outside of any other division. So I don't know. Me and PFL, I'm sure, will come out with something amazing again.
Tell me about this fight. What was the game plan coming in, and was there anything that surprised you? Were you surprised she took the shots that she did? Was it easier than you expected? Did you expect more effort trying to defend the takedowns? Talk me through what you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, she's a tough girl, but I knew what I was capable of. I worked so hard. My team knew what I was capable of. Right from the beginning of this season, if I'd got her in the first round, I would have done the same thing. And they've been talking, she's been saying, she's just a Barbie, she should be a model. Well, a model just beat your ass in round 2, so shut up.
Now, I did hear you shouting over at the executives over here. I kind of feel like we need to take you to Manchester, right? I kind of feel like we need a Manchester show, and I'm a little bit biased.
Brendan is about to bring home his second world title, and then next year, no more PFL shows until we've been to Manchester. Tell him, guys, Manchester crowd is up there waiting.
Her most notable recent victory came against former UFC flyweight title challenger Tyla Santos this past November in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The devastating body shot finish not only secured her the PFL title, but also the $1 million 0 cents prize that came with it.
You enjoyed it, and Nana, give me the money!
Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Dangerous Dakota Ditcheva.
Only one fighter has ever taken Ditcheva the distance, Paula Cristina, way back in just her 5th professional fight. That was over 3 years ago, and since then, every opponent has been finished. 12 knockouts and 1 submission tell the story of a fighter who doesn't just win, she dominates. This finishing rate is almost unprecedented in modern women's MMA. While many fighters struggle to put opponents away consistently, Ditcheva has turned it into an art form. Her body shot technique in particular has become a calling card that strikes fear into opponents before they even enter the octagon.
Silences the doubters.
That she's going to have now getting up is going to be unbelievable.
And there it is. Beautiful knee from the plum. And Ditcheva beckons Jenna Bishop back to her feet and goes immediately on the attack. Bishop in trouble. And that does it. First round finish, and Dakota Ditcheva silences the doubter.
The combat sports industry has taken notice, with many calling for a future showdown between Ditcheva and UFC flyweight champion Valentina Shevchenko, a fight that would truly test her undefeated ambitions. Dakota Ditcheva isn't just building her own legacy, she's helping elevate the entire PFL organization. Recognized as the promotion's biggest homegrown star since Kayla Harrison, she represents the future of the league. Her success has coincided with PFL's expansion into new markets, including this upcoming debut in South Africa. As the organization seeks to establish itself as a legitimate rival to the UFC, stars like Ditcheva are crucial to that mission. Humble thing I will say about that, people were commenting all the time, UFC missed out on PFL, and what PFL did right was they went to Europe and picked up that young talent, and that's how they ended up with me.
You could fight any female right now. Who would you want to go with?
Valentina Shevchenko right now. I want to be at the top. You know, I'm still 26. She's been around for a long time.
Right now, I'm not too sure that Shevchenko is the best 125er there is. This girl is, man, she goes after people. She is nasty.
Valentina has to fight this woman.
Great job of staying, keeping her back against the fence.
Big plum and a right hand.
Dakota Ditcheva has sent a clear warning message to UFC's pound-for-pound queen Valentina Shevchenko, and after what we witnessed in Saudi Arabia, this warning should be taken very seriously. The 26-year-old British destroyer has just demolished Taila Santos, the same fighter who nearly defeated Shevchenko in their title bout. And if you think that's just a coincidence, think again. This means Valentina Shevchenko is in terrifying danger, and we're about to tell you exactly why. Let's start with the facts that should have every UFC executive and Valentina Shevchenko herself losing sleep tonight. In Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Dakota Dangerous Ditcheva didn't just beat Taila Santos, she destroyed her. Second-round knockout, brutal body shots, complete dominance. But here's what makes this terrifying for Shevchenko. Santos is the same fighter who took the UFC champion to the absolute limit.
Dakota Ditcheva wanted to join the global season, wanted to step up in competition, prove herself at the highest level.
There's no limit to how high I'm going to go. I'm sticking around for a long time for sure.
Rips to the body by Ditcheva. Right back. Oh, big knee. She's in trouble.
That's the end. Oh, nasty combination. And the body work, and that'll do it.
Oh, beautiful knee.
Dakota Ditcheva silences the doubters.
When Santos fought Shevchenko at UFC 275, she nearly pulled off the upset, out-wrestling the champion in the first 3 rounds. Shevchenko barely escaped with her title intact, but against Ditcheva, Santos looked like she'd never fought before. And Ditcheva's message was crystal clear. She's been saying she's just a Barbie, she should be a model. Well, a model just beat your ass in round 2, so shut up.
Me through what you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, she's a tough girl, but I knew what I was capable of. I worked so hard. My team knew what I was capable of. Right from the beginning of this season, if I'd got her in the first round, I would have done the same thing. And they've been talking, she's been saying, she's just a Barbie, she should be a model. Well, a model just beat your ass in round 2, so shut up.
This wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. A warning shot fired directly at the UFC's flyweight division. But the real danger to Shevchenko isn't just one fight, it's the perfect storm that's brewing. Dakota Ditcheva is 14-0 with 12 knockouts. 12! 9 of those were first-round finishes. At just 26 years old, she's already Britain's first ever female MMA world champion and a millionaire after winning the PFL tournament.
She's never won a belt, as she said. Like, she's not a complete fighter, is she? I'm not a complete fighter. She definitely isn't either, so... But whatever.
But here's what makes her truly dangerous. She trains at American Top Team alongside current UFC flyweight champion Alexandro Pantoja. She's surrounded by elite-level competition every single day. Molly McCann, the veteran fighter, said it best. She can do everything Valentina's done, and that should send chills down Shevchenko's spine. While Shevchenko is 36 and showing signs of vulnerability, remember her struggles against Alexa Grasso, Ditcheva is just entering her prime at 26. The age gap is becoming a chasm.
Been a long time coming. This is mentally the strongest I've ever been.
You know, competition is important to me. So if you're going to put me with the same girls and have the same girls in the tournament, I'm not really that interested.
You've just mentioned there that you want to be the queen of this division worldwide.
We were just kind of talking about going into the UFC.
Thought about for many, many years and just not been in the position to do it. People now with me beating Taila Santos, they want to see like what else I'm capable of. So it's got to be something more.
People thought she won against Shevchenko. You know, she's never been stopped. She's never been stopped. Shevchenko didn't stop her. People thought she beat her. And now what can people really say? Made it look like another can on the list as people always comment on my stuff.
Now let's get technical about why this matchup spells disaster for Shevchenko. Ditcheva's Muay Thai background makes her a nightmare matchup. She's a master of clinch situations, exactly where Shevchenko likes to hunt for her takedowns. But here's the kicker. Ditcheva stuffed every single takedown attempt from Santos, a capable wrestler. Her striking is beautiful and brutal. Those body shots that finish Santos, that's her signature. And unlike most WMMA fighters, she targets the body relentlessly, something Shevchenko has shown vulnerability to.
There's that knee up the middle. That one hurts on the side. That would dig in deep for sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
At 5'7", Ditcheva stands 3 inches taller than Shevchenko. That reach advantage will disrupt Shevchenko's preferred range and timing the same way it worked against Santos. When asked about facing Shevchenko, Ditcheva didn't hesitate. I could definitely, and I would. You put me in a cage and I'll go against anyone.
So I'll put it back on you, Dakota. Who do you think is the #1 flyweight in the women's division right now?
Valentina Shevchenko.
You still put her #1?
100%. Look, she's the first person to finish her rubies on a belt. She's been around for so long, and she stayed at the top of that level. I know people are saying now she's on a little bit of a down, but she's a lot older now. She's been around for years at the top of the level, and no one's been able to wipe her out. Grasso got that one fight on her, which was fair enough, beat her fair and square. But honestly, she can do everything as well. She's a full MMA fighter. She's not just a striker, not just a grappler, not just a wrestler. She's everything. She can switch it all up. So I genuinely feel like flyweight, she is 100% up there.
Do you hate the UFC questions? Because, I mean, you're in the PFL. They're the ones who found you. Like, they put you in this position. They just made you a millionaire. Do you hate that question?
Yeah, no, I don't hate it, but I just feel like PFL deserve the respect. You know, like I said, they picked me up in Europe, you know, when I was like, not a big, I was known, but I wasn't massive, you know, so I'm not saying I'm massive now, but I've got a lot of attention recently. So they've helped me build that, you know, they've helped me build my followers, my fans, like they've, you know, give me opportunities like fighting in that Europe tournament, now in this PF. They didn't even have a flyweight division until I signed, you know, so the opportunities that they've given me, you can't forget that. And they might not be the UFC, but there's still an amazing promotion that has done a lot for me. So I definitely don't hate the UFC questions. I understand that people are interested in that, and there's a whole nother flyweight division there that people are excited to see me in. But there's still so much to give from PFL Europe, and I've got to be grateful for the position that I'm in.
And here's perhaps the most terrifying part for Shevchenko. The cracks are already showing. The trilogy with Alexa Grasso exposed vulnerabilities we'd never seen before. A loss, a draw, and a narrow decision win. The aura of invincibility is gone. MMA experts are noting Shevchenko scraped by Tyla, but Ditcheva demolished her. The writing is on the wall. Fight fans are already demanding the UFC sign Ditcheva immediately. The comments are flooding in. Bring her to the UFC. Dakota will be UFC champion. Valentina would be destroyed.
I think she has things to work on. I don't know how it's gonna play out for her, but yeah, she has potential.
Everyone's difficult with their own style. Everyone has power. Everyone has chances to knock out each other. I don't know what is gonna be next. Who is going to be next, but I am here. No matter how old I am feeling great. Martial arts, it's my lifestyle.
The question isn't if these two will fight, it's when, and whether Shevchenko can survive until then. Dana White and UFC executives are reportedly keeping a very close eye on Ditcheva. She's still contracted to PFL for another year, but the pressure is mounting. MMA analysts are already making their predictions, and the consensus is shocking. If they fight in 2025, Ditcheva beats Shevchenko. The student becomes the master.
Shevchenko versus Dakota Ditcheva. Valentina Shevchenko is the current UFC flyweight champion of the world on her second reign. The GOAT, the greatest of all time, that she is. Valentina is looking to do something special in her career. already proven to be the greatest, 37 years old, left a legacy that will be remembered forever. And now's your chance to do something insane. Take a risk, fight another great fighter, and prove that there's no doubt greatest fighter in the land is the Bullet, Valentina Shevchenko. The greatest matchup right now is a woman that's not even in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. She's in the PFL. Dakota Ditcheva